and every one of you for just showing up today. As you probably heard, and when you show up, you go up. And investing in your business is just a huge way for you to, propel yourself forward here, okay? Woody Allen once said that 80% of success is just showing up. And so I venture to say that about 20%, the rest of that, is follow-up. But I'll get to that in a minute. So who here is from Wisconsin? Yay! All right, well, my name is Molly Mauer, and I'm from Wisconsin, but I was born here in Minnesota, so best of both worlds. Wait, what? Am I Green Bay? I'm Green Bay Packers.
All right.
Green Bay, yeah. I've lived in Wisconsin since I was 4, so Green Bay all the way.
You're in Viking territory.
I know. Don't worry, I don't dislike the Vikings as much as I dislike the Bears, so. Okay, so if you would have asked me 6 years ago when I was at my first, it used to be Spring Sprint, and now it's World Tour. And I can remember being out there and seeing all these crazy people just screaming and getting excited, and I was like, oh my God. And then if you would have told me back then that 6 years later I'd be up on stage, I'd be like, I would have laughed my face off at you because I have severe anxiety and depression, and if you'll ask any of my friends in the front row here, I have been tweaking out about this for over a month. Like, I'm not getting up there. I'm not going, no, it's not gonna happen. No. So for me to be here today is definitely changing my script from last year and really putting myself out there and getting out of my comfort zone. So, thank you. Thank you. I joined Sensi 6 years ago. I was working 2 jobs and had a 1-year-old son that I was never seen. I was in a bad marriage and I wanted a better way, right? And so I saw my consultant and she was making a ton of money and staying home with her kids. And I thought, well, I can make that my second job and I can work from home and not have extra daycare costs. Am I right? Daycare is insane. And so I was like, okay, let's try this out. And in 2015, after a divorce and after Sensi paid my grocery bills and Sensi paid, disclaimer, like Jason said this morning, disclaimer, paid a lot of extra things that I wouldn't have been able to handle. I was able to work my business to be full-time Sensi in 2015. So, thank you. So, from starting off and just doing a little bit to get by to moving your business, it really is just changing your script and deciding what you want from your business and how you're going to get the build up. And part of what helps to build up your business is follow-up. So, and speaking of scripts, I'm gonna stick to mine so I don't ramble forever, or you guys will be here all afternoon. Okay, can anyone tell me why is follow-up important? Yeah, okay, someone said it. The fortune is in the follow-up. How many of you have heard this? Right? Okay, if you haven't, you need to. So did you know that 70% of our customers never buy a thing from us again? They buy it once, and then they're gone. Sensi sells about 400 million PRV each year. If we could get each one of those people who just buys once to buy a second time, that would increase our PRV per year by 120 million. And then our businesses and Sensi's business would grow 30% year over year. Isn't that insane? Like, think of all this money that we're missing out on, right? Some of us are driven by money, and a little bit, just don't be ashamed by it. It's nice to be comfortable. It's nice to have that extra money. So that's why follow-up has tremendous power. If you're not following up with your customers after a purchase, you are literally throwing money out the window and throwing the expansion of your business out the window, okay? If you show that you care enough about your customers to follow, sorry, I'm getting too close. If you show that you care enough about your customers' experience afterwards, they're gonna start to trust you, they're gonna want more Sensi, and when they're asked about their favorite Sensi products, they're gonna share your name because you are one that cares and they're like, oh, Molly, she follows up with me all all the time. I'm never without my Scentsy. You need to go to her. And I'm like, yes, please. Okay. So this is why when you follow up with your customers, you want to remember what they ordered, right? And you want to know what they're using it for. I like to remember personal information about each customer if I can. When you invest a little bit of care and interest in a person, they remember you as someone who puts their needs first. You are going out for them, you're not just there for the sale. You actually care, okay? So, let's go into different types of follow-ups. What kind of follow-ups can you be doing? First and foremost, and my personal favorite, is Maven. How many of you have downloaded the free Maven app? Oh, there should be more hands. Good job to you guys, good job. Even if you just did it today. So, it is free to sign up and you get your first month free, all right? After that, it is a cost a month. It comes out to about $77 for the year, which is about $6 a month. And remember that that is a business write-off at the end of the year. So hold on to your receipts, or like me, you get the email saying, hey, you spent this much. Then I take that email, I put it in my Scentsy file on my Gmail, and I don't look at it again until tax time, print it out, good to go. So, business write-off is a huge thing. What I love about Maven is that it lets you sync your workstation with the app. And it sends you daily reminders of singular customers to follow up with to make sure that they're still enjoying their products, or if they need to stock up, you're right there and you're ready for them. Sorry, I lost my place. It lets you customize the messages you send out, so that way it'll send you an automated message saying, hey, so-and-so, this is Molly, catching up. You bought this last time. I just want to make sure that you're liking your product. It'll automatically put in there what they bought last, and then I'll add something, personal to that. Like, hey, you just had a baby. I'll say, oh, congratulations on the baby, or oh, this, that, or the other thing. If you don't like the way that Maven has, put out their automated message, you can change it completely, and every single one of your messages will go out like that, and then you can tweak the personal info right in there. Using an automated system like Maven helps make customer follow-up super easy because it gives you prompts in singular tasks like customer follow-up, product sharing, tracking your goals, and reordering activities like passing out samples. Now, don't be afraid if you're not one of these, but when you're passing out samples, are you getting contact information? Because you should be. You don't want to just pass out that information and be like, bye, I hope you contact me. No, you want to be making sure that you're like, hey, are you on Facebook? Let me click add you so that way I can follow up and make sure you like your information. Well, with Maven, they have a spot where you can put that information right in there, and then it will alert you, and it'll say, hey, you gave out this sample to Tiffany last week. Go ahead and follow up with her, make sure she's liking it, and see if she'd like to order a bar, or if she'd like to order a body wash, or whatever the sample might be. You want to make sure that you're putting that information in there, and then it just goes bing, and you're like, oh yeah, I gotta follow up. Oh yeah, I gotta follow up. The main thing that I love about Maven is that it helps you save energy in developing a presence on Instagram, Facebook. It categorizes your contacts, and it strengthens your relationships that are so important for this business. It can sync to your Facebook, so if you don't like to text, if you don't like to call people, it will sync with your Facebook, so that way you can just send that Facebook message. And I love Facebook messages, because then you can see if they saw it, or if they're ghosting you. And I'll be like, okay, not right now, I get it. I got you, I'll get you later. You can add notes too in the app on each customer, so when you have to reach out, you can click check the last thing you talked about. So let's say the last thing I talked about with Tiffany, sorry, I'm using my team member right up in front here because I'm looking right at her. And I said, okay, so Tiffany and I talked last month about how her husband's on a job and she needs some extra money. Ooh, I put recruiting in there so then I can check back and see how are things going. And we talked about, joining Scentsy and making some money. Are you still interested in that? You can put any type of things in there. Their favorite scents, their favorite products, whatever you want. It's all right in this super easy to use app. There's really no guesswork because again, Maven remembers the last thing that they ordered, and it prompts you up. No guesswork. You have the option to text, email, call, based on your preference. So, like I said, I like Facebook messaging and I like texting. I am a true one, older millennial, and I hate talking on the phone, so I don't like to call people. I do all the other ones but calling unless I absolutely have to. It's all how you want to work your business. And another thing about Maven is that it links your Scentsy shop. So when you're sending out these messages, it will have your Scentsy shop, the link right down there, so they don't even have to say, okay, where do I go to order? Bingo, right here, click, and done. It's so nice. I have to say it really followed up to my follow-up game because I kind of looked like this beforehand, and it was just a hot mess, and it was everywhere, and I really wasn't using it, you know. I wasn't making it stupid easy, so it upped my follow-up game. But those of you who like pen and paper, we will totally get to that in a second. If you want more information about Maven, you can go to Scentsy.poweredbymaven.com, and there is a video that links you right through everything, and it will take you right through that. So that's Scentsy.poweredbymaven.com, and they also have a weekly 101 Maven webinar. So, and again, we have Maven here today, so if you have any questions afterwards, he's there, and happy to follow up. We tried to set it up so I could show you how it worked on the screen, but yeah, we weren't there. So there are those of you that like the pen and paper game or spreadsheets, and it's totally up to you on how you organize your follow-up, but you must have a system in place, or I'm telling you, you are losing money. I used to be there. You are losing money because you are losing that 70% of people that are not ordering from you again. You can have a binder system, or you can have a system like this. Hard to do this one. A system where you write it down in a notebook. You write down their name, you write down that you contacted them 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months ago. You can have follow-up systems like folders, and just put their order forms in a folder or in a binder, and then you switch it along. So, okay, I talked to Tiffany 2 days after her order, and then 2 weeks, 2 months, sorry, one-handed is difficult, or even just little clipboards that you hang up. So there's lots of different ways that you can do it. You can set up a Google spreadsheet and contact that way, writing down all the information. But I swear the easiest type of follow-up is a system that you will actually put into use and practice. There was one other thing I wanted to show you too. If any of you know Christina Stainbrook, I love her. She's really, really good when it comes to sustainable systems. Ugh, say that 5 times fast. She has this great form, recruit leads. You can write down your recruit leads and put that somewhere in your office, right? There's host leads. You can write down, okay, Tiffany said that she was gonna host with me in March, so I need to get back to her in February and say, hey, we're gonna host a party, right? And you can also write down sales information as well. There's lots of different ways that you can make this happen. Like I said, the easiest way is the one that you're actually gonna do, right? So when you're contacting your customers and writing up the message, first and foremost, don't be needy, don't be desperate. You wanna be interested in their experience and genuine in your questions and responses, and don't make it seem like you're just contacting them for the sale, because they're gonna be gone in a flash. They're just running. They can smell the desperation on you, and they go running in the opposite direction, and they will avoid you forever. Forever. They're never gonna do it, especially when you see, it's automatic, you get them from other companies or friends, and they just say, hey girl, da-da-da-da-da. It's completely not tailored to you. You can tell that it's a mass message being sent to everyone, and you're like, ignore, no thanks. You also shouldn't leave it to the customer to come to you and find you every time they need something. That's why they are only buying from you once. The best follow-up practice is 2 days after the first delivery. You want to make sure that they're loving their products. I can't tell you how many times I call them up or I text them and they're like, oh, it's still sitting in a box in the corner. What? Why? That smells amazing. Why aren't you using this? Get that out. And they're like, oh yeah, you reminded me. I'm gonna get that out. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, wonderful. Get them using it. Then, in 2 weeks, you want to make sure that they're really enjoying their sensing experience. And here's the kicker for me, is I ask them what they like best about their products. That's getting them into the positive mindset thinking about your products. It's not going to start, getting them on the complaint train. They're going to think, oh yeah, I really like how my house smells now. I really like how my laundry smells. Yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. Get them in that positive mindset and get them thinking so that, I'm definitely going to have to order some more of this when I'm out. So that way, when you get back to them in 2 months, you can reach out sooner. It's not set in stone, but since we like to say 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months for follow-up. And by 2 months, they should be ready to order again, and you start the whole cycle over again, okay? So, you want to reach out and, again, make it personal. So I wrote down one that I thought was a pretty good. I messaged my friend the other day, and I was like, hey Kelly, still loving that clothesline laundry? You've got to be ready to stock up again. I know you have 3 kids, and if they're anything like my boys, you wash laundry more than you wash yourself. You have to make it personal. You want to pinpoint what they love from Scentsy, how it fits into their life, and the fact that they cannot live without it. If you do it in a fun, personal way, and it doesn't have to be funny like me. I like humor. I mask myself with humor all the time. But some people aren't like that. You have to make it sound like you, because then they know that you are putting yourself behind this message. All right? So, they will see that you remember, that you care about their clothes, home, dishes smelling great, and they want to make sure that they're happy, right? Because that's what we want to do. We want to keep our customers happy, and we want to keep them coming back. Okay, so I want to get some participation from Brave Souls. Would anyone want to stand up or just shout out? I want to be able to see what it is because I have stuff to do. What follow-up system you currently use, and if you don't use one, that's okay. Just share what you use. None? Hold on. I'm going to kind of run around a little bit here. Good job. That's an answer. All right, who else? A binder? None? All right. Now, when you use your binder, how religious with it are you? I like the giggles. Right? What's yours here? You use the 2, 2, and 2, and how do you?
I use it by the order forms that I have.
Yeah. Organize them? Cool. Cool. Good job.
Actually, did you use the binder?
Until I got Maven.
Yeah.
Now I use it.
Right.
Because it's all on your phone, and you don't have to have paper sitting around, and yeah, Maven's the best. All right.
I do a lot of personalized snail mail.
Oh,
So I keep a sheet of paper and write it all down, and then it ends up one spreadsheet, so I can sort it by date or person.
Cool. Snail mail is awesome because it's super personal.
I use Maven. Love it.
I'm obsessed with Maven. That's a problem. It's not a problem actually because it makes my life so easy. All right. Now, this is the scary part. This is what gets people, I think, 90% afraid of following up. What do you do if they say no? Right?
Try.
No is not a death sentence. Unless they specifically say to you, do not contact me again. No just means not right now, right? You want to keep following up with them. If texting isn't working with this certain person, try email. If, God forbid, you gotta call them, you know? I mean, whatever you gotta do to get in touch and reach that person. I can't tell you, okay? I cannot tell you how many times a day, like more than one, like 3 to 4 times a day that I get emails from clothing companies, right? I get like 4 at least Old Navy emails a day, and I love them. But am I buying everything? Am I buying once a day? No. I buy by maybe once or twice or 3 times a year. Do they stop emailing me because I didn't buy that time? Heck no. Because they know they're gonna get me eventually. They're gonna get that sale. So they just keep contacting and contacting, and that's what we have to do. Because statistics say that it takes 12 points of contacting someone to follow up before they will reorder. 12. And don't feel like you're badgering them, because they can just ignore your text, they can just ignore your email. They might not just be ready at that time. They might not be in a financial place to handle it at that time, but no never really means no. Because if you keep following up with them, eventually it's gonna be a yes, right? Especially this month, we're seeing a lot of that with Bring Back My Bar, right? We're getting a lot more yeses because favorites like my personal jam coconut cotton are back, and I need a 12-pack of that amazingness because God forbid, and it's in my club. I was listening to Trisha this morning, I'm like, oh yeah, coconut cotton's in my club. I can't go without that scent. So the perfect time to start remembering that is times like right now. Since he hooked us up and they have that amazing sheet where you can go through and see which person has ordered which bars, and you can look right at them and say, hey Leslie, guess what? What? Central Park Pralines is back. How much do I need to order for you? Like, you just say, hey, how much can I order for you? And normally they'll be like, oh God, I need like 2 or 3 bars of that. But otherwise, if they don't need it, they'll ignore you. Or they'll say, oh, it's just not a good time. But this is a great time to get in contact with them. It gives us a reason to reach out with them if we haven't reached out in a while, right? Okay. Let me see where I'm at. We are so blessed to work for a company that has these consumable products. You can run out of laundry, you can run out of bars, lotion, car bars, and this gives us a reason to go ahead and build these relationships with our customers and find out what they love and they can't live without, and be them for them when they need it, right? So let's take advantage of that amazing opportunity because a lot of companies don't have that. So, I'm gonna put you to work. I'm gonna get you to open up your little notebooks that they sent along to the Maven page, please. And I want you to get in small groups of about 3 to 4 people or less. If there's someone sitting alone, invite them in. 5, I won't send you out of the room. But I want you to get into small groups and get your little papers out. And my first question I want you to work on is I want you to talk with each other and be honest. Because if you're not using follow-up system, be honest. What follow-up system you use and why you like your way of doing it. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes to work here, so time starts now. Follow-up system is, or what they're going to change about their follow-up system. Anybody? All right. Trisha's gonna do it.
All right, so I am a 100% Maven girl, coming from nothing. And my change that I'm gonna make is I'm really guilty of not putting in customer orders within my bake parties individually. So when Maven pops up and says, Trisha Nolan has ordered like 8,000 things, that's not doing me any good. So I need to actively put in individual customer information.
Yes, you do. Thank you. Anybody else want to share? While I'm down here and I can do my Jason running. All right. We need those boxes that we had last year that we could just throw at people. Right?
Hi, I'm Kels. I went from nothing to using Maven, and the change that I'm gonna make this year is that I'm going to set a timer on my phone to check my Maven twice a week. So that I'm going through and making sure that I do them all, and they're not like 27 to-dos, because I haven't checked in 3 weeks.
Definitely setting a timer there for like Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. Okay, it's time to do this. Yeah. I can't stand seeing the little red number above it. That just drives me nuts. Like I get OCD. I'm like, I have to do this.
I'm Colette, and I'm gonna actually go from the paper to Maven.
And one thing before before we kind of follow up here, and I forgot to mention it earlier. So there's a free version of Maven, and then there's the paid version. When you sign up and you get your first month free, you will get the paid version free. The difference, so after that month, then you go to the free version. The difference in the free version and the paid version is the paid version is the one that syncs to your workstation. So you don't have to do anything. If you go with the free version, which is completely up to you, you have to enter in all your customers, you have to enter in what they're ordering, you have to enter absolutely everything in. So for me, to have that, $6 a month go towards that super big convenience for me, I'm down. So I just want to put that in there because someone asked me while we were on break. Okay, so thank you guys for sharing. Brave souls. Okay, the very last thing we're going to do here is completely on your own. And it's a little bit of what you were doing in your group, but this is just for you. You don't have to show this to anyone unless you have an accountability buddy or a director that you're close with that you want to share with, whatever. But I want you to sit and I want you to write the promise to yourself of what you're going to put into practice when following up with your customers when you get home. What is it going to look like for you? Is it going to be a Google spreadsheet? Are you going to download the free Maven and check it out? I mean, what ideas or concepts are you going to start and are you going to be consistent with when you get home? What do you have to do to start these? So I'm going to give you, let's see how much time we have. I'm going to give you 3 minutes because we have 5 minutes left. So 3 minutes, sit down and write the promise to yourself of what you are going to do for follow-ups this year, not what your best friend is doing because she has a great idea that you can steal some of her stuff. This is completely for you because what you are going to do may look a lot different than someone else's, okay? Like what the road there looks like, you see these people who are a director or star director or SSD and you want to get from point A to point B, but you're not sure what that looks like for you. So I want you to start envisioning in your mind your system, what you want to do, how you want to do it, and how you're going to make it a reality. And you're not going to finish it here today, because sometimes that stuff just takes reflection, right? You say you're going to do your follow-up system, but then you're sitting on the couch, and you're watching Netflix, and you're eating pizza, and you're like, that system I said I was going to do, that's too hard. No, I'm not going to do that, that's too much work. No. You want this practice to be simple, and then you want it to be completely for you. It's something that's fun for you, and that you want to do because you're the only one who's going to grow your business, right? No one can get in there and work your business for you and do the hard work. So this is all on your shoulders. What do you want your business to be? What do you want it to look like? And what are you going to do to ensure that it gets there? Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you found some value in my speech today. If you have any questions, hit me up. Or Maven people, if you want to stand up and wave, find one of these guys. They have so much information about Maven, because I know it can be confusing at first, but it's amazing. And I'm supposed to say if anybody wants a sticker that did not get one, find this guy. He's got a lot of stickers. Thanks, guys.